other senators. My name is Ann Seacrest, S-E-A-C-R-E-S-T. I live in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm a registered nurse, and I work in maternal child health as the director of a nonprofit organization. I have some testimony which I'm going to leave with you today. I'm going to keep what I say to you very briefly. 30 years ago, I worked with a number of local groups to initiate and organize an interim study, helped to draft the legislation, and lobbied for the passage of the bill which recognized certified nurse midwives in our state. At that time, we were one of only 2 states that restricted access to certified nurse midwives on the part of families. And the Nebraska Medical Association asked for the clause prohibiting home birth at the 13th hour, and we agreed in order to get the bill out of committee. The issue really before you today is whether this restriction creates a safer environment for the babies of our state, or whether we are contributing to an unsafe environment by this restriction. Do we deny Nebraska infants a skilled birth attendant when 48 other states provide this element of safety? As a healthcare professional, if I felt this move endangered the health of our state, I would not be advocating for it. I work with infants every day. I guarantee you, home birth will not become an epidemic across the state of Nebraska if you make this decision. I worry more about those babies who enter this world without the safety and security of a licensed healthcare provider in attendance. I'd like to thank you for your time and consideration of this bill. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer.
Thank you, Ms. Seacrest. Senator Glore.
Thank you, Senator Campbell. Thank you, Ms. Seacrest. Since you had a hand in drafting the original legislation, what does under the supervision of a physician mean to you?
Well, there's probably a nurse midwife in this room who can probably answer that better than I can. But basically, nurse midwives are an auxiliary healthcare professional who work under the practice agreement with a physician. And that practice agreement sets out a lot of provisions as to what they can and cannot do. One of the very fascinating things about the way the bill was originally drafted is kind of the side note on it was that it didn't restrict nurse midwives from practicing any place else except a home. The kind of joke was they could practice in a train station, they could practice in a hotel, they could practice anywhere, but where they could not practice was in a home. I don't know if that answers you completely, but...
Well, I think there'll be others who come up here that I'll have a chance to ask. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.